What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, today we're going over one of the strongest pieces of gear in the entire game, and I'm just going to go ahead and give you a warning right now. The stuff we're showing in the gameplay today is so powerful, it might actually ruin the game for you, because it just makes everything even easier than it might have already been. So there's your warning, but before we get into what we're going over today, which is Elite on Call, make sure you're subbed to the channel and all that. Make sure you check out the live stream channel as well. We'll be doing some live streams for more Warframe going forward, of course. Okay, so we've got Hoba. That's the name of my Elite on Call. A lot of people ask me about Hoba on stream, and we're going to be going over Hoba today. I did make a mini video on Elite on Call in January, but I have actually changed some things around since then. So what Hoba does is Hoba is going to, you can equip a weapon onto your Elite on Call, whatever their name might be. They're not going to all be named Hoba. And what they will do is they will take your modded build and weapon and just go crazy on enemies for you. So we can actually reposition Hoba over here. He will take care of these enemies that are some of the tankiest enemies I can spawn in here relatively nicely. Now, these are Exo-Goxted officers. They are pretty much as tanky as they get. And I technically could be using like a slash proc build, but yeah, we're going corrosive because these enemies don't actually even appear at this level in mission. That's just like a simulacrum only kind of thing. So let's do that same thing with corrupted heavy gunners, and you'll see he just basically kills in one shot, basically. Now, we will also get some Steel Path gameplay. I'm going to tell you how you can get access to this and how you can mod your Hoba for the best power possible. So he's not even over here. Resummon him. And yeah, there you go. That's kind of what you can expect from Hoba, and this also works on the Steel Path. So this also works on level 5 missions too. So it basically completely erases some of the reason to actually do gameplay in this game. I know putting it that way makes it sound a lot worse than it actually is, but you can just basically stand there. So the duration of this guy is 3 minutes, and it has a 10-minute cooldown. So for 3 minutes, you can have Hoba doing the mission for you. And if you rock a kuva Tsar like I am, yeah, they reload the entire magazine of the Tsar instantly. So, yeah, now it is a lot of work to get to this. Like I said, it requires rank 10 command intrinsic, which is a good amount of grinding. And, you know, that for some people, that's going to involve railjack. I'd say this is the best part about railjack, honestly. So let's go over what you can actually choose from, because I have more than just this Hoba. This Hoba is meant for healing. But to get this, you need to have your intrinsics, go to command, and get rank 10 all the way at the bottom. It will allow you to buy Elite on-call crew members from Ticker. It is a one-time, payment. You don't have to pay their salary or anything like that. It's a one-time acquisition payment. And here's Hoba. Now, the way that these work is that you can actually train 3 extra points because of your command intrinsic. But what you're looking for here is you want to see at least 4 in either combat or endurance, and 3 in the other one. That means you can train the other 3 points. Ideally, you get a 5 out of 5 on both of these, so you can train whatever points you feel like here. But honestly, this guy is not really being used in the actual railjack ship. He's being used in missions, called down to kill the enemies for me. So increased combat will give them 200% increased damage, and increased endurance will give them 1,500 extra health, or 1,500 health and 500 shield capacity, making them easier to, keep firing and killing enemies. As far as the special passive, now these guys have special passives. We're going to go over Hoba right now. Hoba's passive is healing, if I can find where Hoba is. So every time this guy kills an enemy, it's going to be 500 health over 10 seconds. So 50 health per second to myself, to objectives, to my cat, to my teammates. Everyone in the area is going to be getting healed by 50 per second every time he gets a kill. And he gets kills a lot. If you're not fighting level 190 Exo-Goxted officers, he's going to blow them away, and you're going to be constantly getting healed. Help for combat discipline, help for keeping necromechs alive, things like that. But maybe you don't care about the healing. Maybe you want a different on-call crew member. I've got this one right here. Increased critical damage by 300% while the health is below 50%. He's also 5 out of 5 in combat and endurance, but the problem with this is you don't want him to be low health. If he's low health, that means something might have gone wrong. So I don't really like this one very much from Vigilant Facto. But some other good ones that for getting called down. There's another Hoba healer right here. I think that is the best one. I actually have 3 Hoba healers. But here's one that a lot of people do like. This one's technically a god roll as well, if I trained him. Miko has 150% increased crit chance for rifles. And since we're using the kuva Tsar, that's going to make your kuva Tsar, or that's going to make their kuva Tsar even more powerful. So this guy can technically deal more damage than the Hoba, but I value the utility of the heal so highly that I'm going to go with the healing one over the increased damage. Because these guys, you just saw the gameplay, with no additional damage, he was blowing away the Steel Path like they're nothing. So I'm going to show you how you can get access to Hoba. We're also going to show the build I use on Hoba, because there's certain weapons that actually are really good on these guys, and certain builds that would work better than on other frames. So we're going with the kuva here. And as far as the element, I've gone for Toxin. I tried the radiation one out. It wasn't working as well, I thought, so I went with the Toxin one. And the build is going to be Corrosive. Now, certain things don't work on these guys. So, for example, Galvanized Chamber does not work, so I'd say run Split Chamber instead. And also, they reload the entire magazine of the Tsar at once. So Vital Acceleration is really good for them to fire off more bullets quickly. Now, since it's a Toxin Kuva Tsar, this Infected Clip is technically not really a useful slot. So you could replace that for Vigilante Armaments for more multi-shot, or you could replace that with really a lot of things. Magazine Warp for more, actually I'm going to do Magazine Warp from now on. He can spam it for longer. Yeah, let's do that. They're still going to kill everything, but he's going to fire more bullets now, and Vital Acceleration makes him fire off more bullets. But yeah, Galvanized mods don't work. I don't think Bane mods work, but either way, even if Bane mods did work, I'm not really switching my build in between missions, so I'm just going to put on whatever. Serration's totally fine. He can kill Corpus, he can kill Infested, he can kill Grenadier, no problem. And 100 munitions build with Viral might actually work too. So it's up to you to try those out. But yeah, the Corrosive one's been working really, really well. Some other weapons you can rock on Hoba. I used to use the Ignis Wraith, the Amprex, Vermisplicer, but AOE is the best. I mean, until it gets nerfed, it's the best. And the Tsar, I'd say, is the best on this guy, because they spam it so hard. Alright, now let's go over how you can get these guys. Of course, I said you need to get rank 10 intrinsic with command, but you're also going to want to go to Ticker. This is going to cost you a good amount of resources, depending on what your alignment is with factions. So we're going to go to Orb Valis. Actually, we're not going to go to Orb Valis, we're going to go to Fortuna, because Orb Valis is the open world, and Fortuna is the city. You want to go to Fortuna, and Ticker's going to be on the left when you load in up the elevator. So yeah, as far as choices for you, I can safely say that the healer build has stood the test of time. I've been using it for about a year now, and I have really not been using the damage ones very much. I don't want them to die, because that 50 healing per second also applies to them, which will keep them alive in the long run. So you go over the Ticker and you go to on-call crew members, and yeah, these big expensive ones up here are not going to be, hey, we actually have a God Roller here, perfect, I can show that example. These expensive ones up here will not be available until you hit rank 10 command intrinsic, okay? So let's just review what he has and see, I already saw that one is a God Roll, but let's see what we could actually choose from if we were looking to get our Elite on Call right now. So, another thing about other Elite on Call, I'm specifically showing the call down one, but if you want to get some really good gunners, you can look at these passives too. Some of them have turret passives. So for example, this guy right here would be a God Roll, he would be a God Roll gunner because he's got 4 gunning, and he doesn't have as much endurance, but it's whatever. You have a good passive and 4 gunning. Remember, you can train 3 perks. That would be a level 5 gunner right there. But as far as on-call, useless on-call, additional passives, we're going to move on. Also notice it's nearly 4 million credits because I'm an enemy of the Steel Meridian here. Next one we have, this guy would be a God Roll repairer. We're actually getting some pretty good ones here. This is another one for the railjack ship, not for in mission though. So they will, after they repair something on the ship, they get increased movement speed. Useless to us, but still good as a repair guy in your ship. Another repair guy here. This one is probably a little bit better than the other guy actually, with high endurance and high repair. But we lucked out when we have a God Roll. We basically have Hoba right here. He's got 3 combat, he's got 4 endurance, he's got 5 repair even. So if I was to buy this guy right here for 4.3 million credits, Principess Scientia, this would be a God Roll Hoba right here because I could put 2 points in combat and 1 point in endurance. He would be 5 out of 5. If I give him a Kuva Tsar with the build I showed you, it's basically Hoba with a less funny name. So yeah, there you go. And these rotate, I guess every 3 hours-ish. And they are different between players. So just because your teammate or your clanmate's yo, this guy's got a God Roll Hoba right now, go check him. It might be different for you, and you might not have it, okay? And then, yeah, these guys right here, the normal crew, you will never use these ever again once you get a full squad of Elite on call, because they're so much more powerful with that extra passive. Alright guys, I hope you found this video helpful. It's just a refresher and to show people what Hoba is, because I get questions for it so much on stream, and I was mean to make this video. But he works basically everywhere. Anywhere you can use gear items, he will be good, besides, I guess, Eidolon fights. But yeah, he's good in Profit Taker. He's good in, Steel Path. He's good in arbitrations. Basically, in normal boss fights, if they don't disable these guys for the Archon, end game sortie thing for Veilbreaker, it's going to be a complete joke. I already have strategies that will be a complete joke. It will be even more of a complete joke. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next video. If they nerf AOE, we'll have to switch guns for Hoba. So we'll see. Either way, guys, see you next time. Peace.